There's something I wish that more women understood earlier in life. You're not too emotional. You're not too sensitive. You are not too much. You've just never been taught how powerful your emotions actually are. Because as women, we do not experience life on the surface. We experience it through depth, through feeling, through energy. And for a long time, I did not understand that about myself. I just thought I had to fix it. I just had to understand it. I had to express it. I just thought I was overwhelmed. And that is why I wrote my book, because no one explains it in a way that actually connects the science to the real life. As women, we experience life through deep emotional currents that flow through our cycles and natural rhythm. And I want to be clear, that does not make us weak at all. It actually defines our depth. Our emotions are not random. They are biological, they are psychological, and they are lived. And when I started to understand this, everything changed for me, because science actually shows that our emotions are deeply tied to our hormones. Estrogen, progesterone, they literally influence your mood, your memory, your motivation, your confidence. There were times in my life where I felt on top of the world, confident, clear, motivated. And there were other times where I felt anxious, irritated, and drained for absolutely no reason. And I used to blame myself for that. But when I started learning how hormones interact with things like serotonin and dopamine, it clicked that I wasn't just unstable. I just didn't understand my own system. But you have to understand your emotional patterns instead of trying to fight them all the time. When emotions fall out of balance, it does not just stay in your head. It affects everything: your work, your relationships, your energy, your self-worth. I've had periods in my life where literally everything fell off. And not because my life was falling apart, but because I felt disconnected from myself. Because when your internal world is unsettled, everything else starts to feel heavier. And what happens then is that your body just goes into stress mode. Cortisol rises, and suddenly your sleep is off, your patience is low, your emotions feel louder, and everything just feels harder than it should be. And this is where a lot of women get stuck, because they feel like they need to just push through, girl. But actually, this is the moment where you just need to come back to yourself. And this is why I say, and I really, really do mean this, you are the queen of your castle. And if your internal world isn't in order, then nothing else is going to feel right. One of the biggest shifts I had to make in life was realizing my emotions were never the problem. Avoiding them was. We've been conditioned to think that crying is weakness, that anger is bad, feeling deeply is too much. But emotions are messages, every single one of them. Joy tells you what aligns, sadness tells you what matters, anger highlights what's been crossed. And when you ignore those messages, they do not disappear. All they do is just build up. And eventually they come out in ways that you cannot control. And let me tell you, I have lived that. Holding everything in, trying to be fine, trying to be the strong one, until one day you're just not fine anymore. And that's why I always say that mastery isn't controlling your emotions, it is understanding them. Learning to listen to yourself changes everything. Feminine energy gets misunderstood a lot because people think it's often about being quiet or being passive. It's not. It's not. It's intuitive, it's creative, it's nurturing, it's being emotionally intelligent. It's powerful, but it only flows properly when you accept yourself and not when you're constantly trying to control everything. I became very hyper independent at one point. Like, I don't need anyone. I don't need anything. I can do it all myself, girl. But underneath all of that was simply emotional exhaustion, because I wasn't allowing myself to receive rest, to receive support, to receive peace even. And when I started reconnecting with my feminine energy, that is when things started to shift. Not overnight, but deeply within. We've been sold this idea that success is money, is achievement, status, ticking all those boxes. I've learned that's not what real success feels like. Real success is actually emotional. Peace, clarity, self-respect, feeling grounded in yourself. Because you can have everything externally but still feel empty internally. And I've seen that, and I felt that at times too. And that is one of the reasons why in my book I talk about redefining success from the inside out. Because a good life isn't the absence of discomfort, it's the presence of perspective. Growth requires relief, and that part is uncomfortable because it's letting go of old habits, old feelings, old beliefs, old versions of yourself. It's scary, man. It's scary. Because even if something isn't good for you, it's familiar. And I've had moments in my life where things were felt like they were falling apart, relationships, mindset, identity. And in those moments, it felt like I was actually losing everything. But looking back, that was transformation, because sometimes things don't fall apart. They actually are falling into place. And something I want to really emphasize is that breaking is often the beginning, not the end. And at the center of everything, there is you, your calm, not your awareness, your power. And no matter what is happening around you, there's always a part of you that remains steady. And when you learn how to return there, then life stops shaking in the same way. That is where peace is built, not externally, but internally. And that's what really this whole journey is about. What this Becoming Her series is about. The reason I wrote my book, Coming Back to Yourself. I wanted to create something that didn't just sound nice, but actually helped women to understand themselves on a much deeper level. The science, the emotions, the patterns, and most importantly, the healing, all in one place. The link is in the description, girl, so grab your copy today. And if this video resonated with you, then I just want to let you know that there is nothing wrong with you. You just need understanding. And before you go, I just want you to think about this. When was the last time that you actually checked in with yourself? Not distracted, not busy, not surviving, but present. Because awareness is where everything starts.